Hello, hello, hello. Gonna do something a little bit different today. We are going to mishmash a bunch of different things. So, vlog. Um, I was on a roll there. I had done multiple videos in a row and then I got a cold. So, that's why I didn't do a video Friday, Thursday, Wednesday. I think I did one Monday and Tuesday, and then that was it. I think I got sick, got a cold, and it was just a really bad cold that, you can't come on here and film and be sneezing and blowing your nose every 2 seconds. That would be disgusting. So that's why I wasn't around the rest of the week. But then after that, we got a really, really bad storm. It was fortunately rain, not snow, but it did so much damage everywhere. The winds were so high. We did get some damage to our house, but it isn't anything that... It's bad, but it's not so bad that we can't live in it. We'll put it that way. And we lost our power on Friday afternoon, and we got it back on Sunday afternoon. So we were without power for about 48 hours. I think it was just a little bit more than 48 hours. But fortunately for us, we had a relative that we could stay with in another town that did have power. And thank God, because I felt so bad for my neighbors that didn't have anywhere to go and had to stay in a cold house because it got down to... probably around 40 degrees, I guess. And so it didn't go below freezing, so we didn't have to worry about the pipes freezing. But yeah, it was awful, and it's so awkward having to stay with someone and like disrupt their life and inconvenience them. And we brought all our food, almost all our food over that was in our refrigerator and salvaged all of it. And just barely fit it in their refrigerator, and along with all their food. And then, we cooked our own meals and stuff and just ate our food while we were there so that we wouldn't be costing them any money to be there. And so there was just a little bit that was left in the refrigerator, like all the condiments that you would put like on your door, mustard, relish, ketchup, sauces, all that stuff. I couldn't fit that in the coolers that we brought the food over in. So I had an idea. I had a little bit of ice in the freezer that we used to bring the food over in the coolers. So I took that ice, we went back to the house, and I put those bags of ice in the refrigerator. And would you believe that it was just enough that it was able to keep those condiments cool enough that they didn't go bad. So, and we didn't bring the food over immediately either. The power had been off for, probably like 8-10 hours before we actually brought the food over. So we didn't lose any food, it is my point. And so it was interesting. It was like camping because they gave us an air mattress to sleep on, and it was actually pretty comfortable. I've never slept on one of those before. I know a lot of people use those to go camping, but yeah, it was pretty comfortable because I have a problem with my back, and I was petrified that it was going to screw up my back sleeping on that, and I was envisioning myself not being able to stand up the next day, but it was okay. It was no problem. So my cold is almost gone. Our power is back on. And I went to Target yesterday because the people we were staying with, their coffee maker died while we were there. So I bought them a new coffee maker because I figured, that's the least I could do for letting us stay there for 2 days. So I bought them a new coffee maker, and then, of course, while I was there, I had to look at the makeup. So I picked up 2 things, which I am wearing right now, so I'll be able to show you. The e.l.f. Tinted Lip Oils. These have been out for a few months now, and I'm just kind of starting to get into lip oils now. I tried one a long time ago, and it was okay, but it didn't like wow me or anything. But this one I really like. So this is the e.l.f. Tinted Lip Oil in Nude Kiss. And you might remember in one of my last videos, it might have been my very last video, I had bought just a clear lip oil, and that got me kind of curious. So I got this tinted one, and like I said, I tried, what was it? It was the Burt's Bees. I tried the Burt's Bees tinted lip oil last year, and it was alright, but I don't know, something about this I really like more. I'm not sure why. I think because it has more color to it. That's why I like it. It's like a really crazy moisturizing liquid lipstick is what it boils down to. So I wasn't really sure what color to get. There were 3 colors on the shelf. So I just got Nude Kiss, and I think I made the right choice. I love this color. This color, I think, would go with any makeup look. I mean, it's so neutral, and I think it'd be flattering on anybody. I really do. I know people say that all the time. Oh, it looks good on everybody. But I really do think this color would look good on everybody. So that's Nude Kiss. And how much was this? I think it was $6. But I really like this. But that isn't all I have on. What I did was I used my e.l.f. lip plumper that I bought last week. I think it was that I showed you this. I used this e.l.f. lip plumper first. Then I took my ColourPop lip pencil in Bound, and I just lined my lips. I didn't fill them in, I just lined them. Because I like a little bit of definition. I don't like it when the edges of my lips are like blurred out. I don't know. I just really like that. And this was the closest thing I had to this color. I think this pencil is a little bit pinker than the lip oil, but I thought it was pretty close enough. And then I applied the tinted lip oil. So I really love this. Really love it. I can see myself just throwing that in my bag and using that a lot. And then, you know how Wet n Wild reformulated all their eyeshadows? Well, I had bought a few of those when they first relaunched them. But I wanted to pick up another quad, and I decided to get one that I had had before. So I thought that would be interesting to kind of compare it. This is the new version of Walking on Eggshells. This is what I have on my eyes right now, and I really like this. And I think that the transition shade in here is fantastic. So that's what this looks like. And I put it on pretty much, you know, the way they tell you to, or you know how the shadows have something printed on there, like transition, eyelid, brow bone, crease. I pretty much did it that way, except for with the crease shade, instead of putting it in the crease, I primarily just put it like on the outside part of my lids, and then a little bit in the outer corner. And I put a little bit on underneath my eyes, but you can't really see it because all you can see is that black eyeliner. But yeah, the brow bone highlight I use that way, the eyelid shade I use that way, and the transition shade is what is in my crease, actually. And I really like this. And I really like the other quad that I had gotten too, which was Petalette. And I got that one because it was one of the new ones, and I just, you know, wanted to try one of the new ones. But this is really nice. This is every bit as good as the original, I think. I feel like these are a little bit easier to blend. But what I've noticed is from palette to palette, or container to container, because they had singles, the singles were reformulated too, I'm seeing a little bit of variation. So I feel like you can't just say, okay, across the board, the new formula is great. You can't really say that, because I saw, you know, using different ones, I saw that some were a little on the powdery side and maybe not that pigmented, and then others were pigmented enough, but so nice to blend. So everyone is different. I would recommend you go on, if you still haven't picked any of these up yet, I would recommend you go on Temptalia's blog. It's just temptalia.com, TEMPTALIA.com. She reviewed all the new reformulated eyeshadows, and she gives them like a letter grade. So her reviews and assessment of things are usually pretty accurate. So if you're not sure which ones are good and which ones aren't, that's what I would recommend. Okay, so that's what I bought for new makeup over the weekend. And then the last thing that I want to talk about is my hair. It's kind of wet right now because I just washed it. But I'm doing this crazy thing with my hair right now, and I want to tell you guys about it so that you can follow my progress. My hair, it was time to color my hair. And my roots are white. My roots are they're sort of a combination of white, silver, and gray. And my hair went white, silver, gray when I was in my 20s. My father was prematurely gray, and so I take after him. And so it's really been bothering me since I've been coloring my hair darker, that the contrast when the roots come in is so drastic that it just looks awful. So I thought, all right, I have choices here. I can either color my hair more frequently, I can go back to coloring my hair lighter so that there won't be so much of a contrast or discrepancy and you won't notice it as easily, or I can grow my hair out and just let it go gray, white, silver, whatever the heck it is. And I thought those were the only options I had. But I came across something on the internet. I read articles, I watched videos. This might sound crazy, but I thought it was worth a shot because I love the idea of it. And that is, multiple people claim that if you mix lemon juice and coconut oil and put it on the roots of your hair and leave it there for an hour and do this 1 to 2 times a week, that you can restore your natural hair color. And I thought, whoa, that sounds too good to be true, because who wouldn't want to do that, right? Instead of using box dyes or going to a salon and spending a fortune to get your hair colored. So I thought, you know what? I'm due to color my hair, and before I go ahead and do that, I think I'm going to try this instead. So that's what I did. So I watched a bunch of videos and I read a bunch of articles, and I saw some variations in what they were telling you to do, like how much lemon juice to mix with how much coconut oil, and how long to leave it on, and how often to do it. So I just kind of merged them all together. So what I did was I took 1 fresh lemon, cut it open, squeezed all the juice out of it, and mixed it with 3 tablespoons of organic refined coconut oil. I had both refined and unrefined coconut oil in the house, so I decided to go with the refined because it's cheaper. So I did that, and I massaged it into all the roots, trying to concentrate it right here on my part where you see the color the most, you know. And then I started going right here on the sides, and I did that this morning. Then, after it had been sitting on my roots for an hour, I shampooed my hair. So it was like that thing that, I don't know if you've ever seen anyone where they talk about this reverse washing thing where people condition their hair, then they shampoo it. Because I tried that before and I didn't like it. But anyways, so that's what it reminded me of, because the coconut oil, of course, is so conditioning. So that's what I did. Now, I'm going to show you 2 pictures now of before I did it. One with natural, I think, okay, the first one I think is artificial light and the second one is natural light. So let me show you those pictures so you can see what it looked like before. Okay, so the first picture is my roots with artificial light, and then the second one is with natural light. And here's what it looks like now. Could be my imagination. Let me give you a better look. Could be my imagination, but I feel like I see a very, very slight difference in the color of my roots. Maybe it's wishful thinking, I don't know, but I think if this does work, it's going to take a long time and it's going to be a gradual process. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this either once or twice a week and just see what happens, because I love the idea of using all natural ingredients. So if it does work, then, you know, one of you might want to try it or whatever. And how cool would that be, though, if you could actually bring your natural hair color back? Wow, that would be something. So I figured it'd be worth a shot. So I wanted to make this video, though, so you guys would say, oh my God, why isn't she coloring her roots? That looks terrible. That's why I'm trying an experiment. So that is it for today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing, and I'll see you next time. Bye.